So you can listen to this practice wherever you happen to be. You can be sitting down, you can be laying down, you can be doing whatever it is you happen to be doing. And hopefully wherever you are when you hear the words, they'll still help you in some way. So as you start to arrive, you can take your time getting comfy. You can do some neck rolls, some side body bends, some torso twists. Just starting to wake up your body. If you're just waking up physically, or maybe getting ready for bed, or whatever time of day it is for you, just having this be a check-in moment. You're checking in with how your spine and shoulders and neck are all feeling, and just allowing for any little movements that just feel right, not worrying about what it looks like, just coming into feeling. So if you're starting to feel ready to come to a place of stillness, you may do so whenever you are ready. And just checking in with your spine as you arrive, and just feeling that straight line up and down the spinal cord. Maybe feeling that space between your pelvic floor and the back of your throat, and just feeling that area align, if that makes sense in your body. You can also feel your pubic bone and your navel and your sternum and the tip of your nose and chin all align. And your shoulders right over your hips. Your head right over your heart. And if you're in a space where you feel safe to do so, at any point you can allow your eyes to gently close if you haven't already. And just marking your arrival to this practice with a full, deep cleansing breath. A long and intentional inhale in through the nose, and just seeing that air go to every corner and edge of your body, letting it fill you up. Holding it for just a moment to feel what that's like to be full. And as you need to, letting it all go. Exhaling slowly, bit by bit, pushing that final bit of air out of you to just truly empty yourself of all this air, and pause for a moment to just feel that emptiness as you let your next breath come as needed. And you can breathe just like that for a few more rounds if that feels good for you. And at any point you can feel free to come to your natural breath. And if you haven't already, you can release this guidance over your breath when you are ready. And just allow yourself to come into the role of the observer or the witness. And doing your best to witness your body breathing. So watching the air as it comes in and out of your nose without having any guidance or control over the rhythm of that. Knowing that it is perfectly okay if that feels like a difficult task for you right now. Sometimes that can feel very difficult for all of us. And just honoring wherever you are at this moment, and knowing that it is perfectly natural. And there is nothing wrong with you. And there is no right or wrong way to do this practice. This is your time for yourself. And simply by choosing to show up, choosing to sit down or lay down, and take the next 10 or 15 minutes of your life to become curious about yourself, that is the practice. You have already done that. But just starting to notice any expression that might be resting on your face. And sometimes we can think we're in a very relaxed space, but if we catch a glimpse of us in the mirror or just tune in to the muscles in our face, we can notice we're actually holding quite a bit of tension. So just start off by noticing where your tension tends to reside. Maybe it's in your brow, in your forehead, maybe in your eyelids, maybe in your jaw, your chin, your ears. And once you notice, you can welcome some space for these areas to let go. You can imagine that all the muscles on your face are just hanging off of the bones, just trusting the support of the skin on your face and letting the muscles just be cradled by the skin and releasing that need to grip really tight to the bones. So letting your tongue soften, letting your jaw be heavy, letting your chin and your lips and your cheeks all be soft. Letting your nostrils, your ears, your eyelids, all those tiny little muscles that scrunch up when you squint, even feeling those soften as the corners of your eyes just get a little bit wider. Letting the eyebrows and the forehead all be soft, and even letting your eyeballs just rest in their sockets. Even letting your brain rest in the skull as your hairline softens and your scalp. So that your entire head is in this space of stillness and acceptance with its natural state, releasing the need to hold anything in any particular way. Just trusting the anatomy of your body and that it will hold everything exactly where it needs to be. And if you're sitting upright, you might notice that with this relaxation in the head, maybe your head is starting to drop a bit, maybe your spine is starting to curl a bit. So just starting to bring awareness now into your collarbones, noticing the shape that these are making. Maybe it's making more of a cave-like shape around the heart. And just letting your collarbones be broad, feeling the full width of your collarbones. As your heart comes slightly forward, your shoulders slightly back, but just staying in line with the ears and in line with the heart. And letting the shoulders be heavy, so that the space between the shoulders and the ears just get a little bit longer. As you feel the back of your neck elongating. And we're just clearing that path of energy from your heart into your brain, getting rid of any kinks in that path, any curves. And letting your arms fully relax and your hands, noticing any tension in the hands and fingers and just letting them be soft, taking on that same energy in the face. And just seeing that path between your heart and your hands. And just remembering that physical connection from your heart to your hands, and how your body is pumping blood from your heart to your hands every moment of the day. And maybe just seeing if you can feel that pulse, because this is all happening within your body. So why wouldn't you be able to feel it? And sometimes it can just take some practice, some curiosity. And just becoming curious if you can see even or feel the processes that are happening inside of your body all the time. You'd be seeing a depiction of this in your mind's eye. Maybe not, and that's okay too. Maybe just feeling a really distant pulse. And just becoming curious of if you can feel these things. And that is everyone's starting point. And now just starting to bring awareness to your ribs. And just allowing your rib cage to soften on the lungs. And with each breath that your body breathes in, just letting the ribs hug the lungs just a little bit more. Letting your stomach relax and letting your hips, your glutes, the pelvic floor, this whole pelvic region, all softening, releasing any remaining tension just by checking in. And letting that softness naturally flow down the legs and into the feet and toes. Right now you are aware of the entire body, the shape that your body is in at this moment. And you've checked in with every inch of your body, from the head all the way down to the toes. And just allowing for this first general wave of relaxation to flow through you. And knowing that it is natural that little areas of tension will pop back up throughout your body. And can let this kind of be like a whack-a-mole process, where you relax everything, maybe some tension comes back in the jaw, and as soon as you notice, you then have the power to release that tension. And then maybe some tension comes back in the shoulders, and so on throughout the body. And just letting yourself be exactly where you are, letting yourself breathe exactly at the pace your body is already breathing at. And you can just let yourself listen to the following passage. I'll be reading from Clarity and Connection by young Pueblo. And you can just allow any of the words that feel like they resonate to just soak into you, into your subconscious, so that they become enhanced as truths within you. Embracing ourselves as we are makes moving forward into a better version of ourselves much easier. Sustainable personal growth requires balance. If we hate who we are, it will slow the work down. Aversion increases mental friction. While accepting where we are with radical honesty can be difficult, as it can be hard to admit our flaws even to ourselves, it is the first important step to real change. If we can accept our imperfections and understand that our conditioning limits our perception of reality, This allows us to more easily begin the work of undoing the past that is embedded in the mind. There is a middle path where we can recognize the characteristics that we want to develop without adding the tension of aversion to our self-analysis. Embracing ourselves does not mean complacency. It is the start of a journey into great mental clarity and love for ourselves and all people. One of the clearest signs of personal growth is greater self-love, self-awareness, and love for all people. Inner work is not meant to turn us into hermits or make us more self-centered. If we are only reserving our kindness for ourselves, then something is not right. If we are really trying to grow our inner peace and wisdom, then our capacity for empathy and compassion for others will also grow. Inner work simultaneously makes us stronger and increases our humility. We reclaim our power and more easily follow our calling, but we also recognize how fallible our perceptions can be and how much more we have to learn. When we go inward, we realize how much society has conditioned us, created subtle shifts in our preferences, and slowly formed our unconscious biases. We think we are unbiased, but the record of our past, meaning all interactions we have experienced and all media we have consumed, is always impacting our thoughts and actions. Real freedom is the ability to observe the world without allowing our personal past to impose itself on what we encounter. At their height, objectivity and selfless love become one. Practice makes a difference. Real friends know you have a range of expressions, moods, and multiple aspects of your character. They embrace you as you are and do not want you to perform. They know authenticity is not being the same person over and over again. It is allowing yourself to change as you navigate life. Heal at the pace you know is right for you. What works for someone else may not be what you need. Each person holds a unique emotional history. Discomfort is part of growth, but constant discomfort is not healthy. Self-love is balancing serious inner work with rest and ease. Slow moments are common after a period of serious growth. They should not be feared, but embraced as opportunities to get to know the new you. As you mature, you release so many layers that you sometimes change radically, and your mind and body feel like a new home. Slow moments are for renewal and integration of recent lessons learned. But a slow pace often finds a new way to test how you've grown. This is an important time to observe your progress and notice where you need further work. Inner peace is not feeling perfect all of the time or not caring about what is happening. Inner peace is feeling and being with your emotions without reacting to them. It is the calmness that emerges when you embrace change. Six things that make inner peace easier. Not being afraid of change, kindness towards others, honesty with yourself, intentional actions, self-awareness, and gratitude. Just taking a moment to let all of those words settle. And just knowing that anything you have heard today that has resonated with you, when we feel something that resonates, it is just when we hear on the outside what we already know to be true on the inside. So just trusting that you know everything you need to know. And all the answers for the questions that you seek are inside of you already. So just building that trust with yourself, letting these truths be enhanced within you so you feel a bit stronger and more confident in acting on these truths and in trusting yourself. And if it feels like something you'd like to do today, you can let your hands find each other in a prayer position at heart center. And just feeling the contact of your palms to each other, of your fingers to each other. Let your thumbs press toward your heart and let your heart lift back toward your thumbs. As you take a deep breath into the body, just let yourself fill up with this new and fresh air. And as you exhale, just letting go of anything that no longer serves you, as you let your head just gently bow. And just bowing to the source of energy that is allowing your heart to beat, whatever you believe that to be. And bowing to the constant source of guidance and inspiration all around you, whatever that means to you. Bowing to everyone in this space who's listened and completed this practice right alongside you. And finally, bowing to yourself for choosing to show up today and taking time out of your busy schedule for this pure act of self-love and self-care. May this act continue to heal you through the rest of your days and nights, and may bring the same love and understanding to everything you do, and to everyone that you see.